Hey guys, Rich here with Brotherhood Reviews, and we're back with talking about One Piece. Vegapunk is here, and let's talk about some of the things that we're either gonna find out from Vegapunk, or we need to find out from Vegapunk, and let's even talk about if this is even the real Vegapunk. All right. So for one. A lot of the first iterations we've gotten of Vegapunk, they have referred to Vegapunk as being male or a man, and when we heard Vegapunk's voice in the anime for the first time, it was a male's voice. So with that being said, and also when Vegapunk came out, the robot, she had a 2 on her shirt, and obviously that normally numbers experiments all experiments are numbered in the One Piece world. So it could be the second version of Vegapunk. We do know through a lot of the cover stories that there are robots that are supposed to be sentient beings as well. So Vegapunk is the smartest person that we know of in this universe. Anything is possible. But with that out of the way, let's talk about what we need to learn from Vegapunk. Now, I've been thinking about this a lot, and obviously the main thing, what Oda pretty much said we were going to learn from Vegapunk, is the truth about devil fruits. So therefore, Vegapunk is going to tell us how devil fruits work, where they come from most likely, and pretty much the total effects. And we'll probably find out whether or not it's because Blackbeard's special, whether he can eat 2 devil fruits, or the fact that the world government was just lying about people being able to eat 2 devil fruits to avoid the possibility of somebody eating more than 1 devil fruit and becoming too powerful for them to handle. Which I've always thought about, like, what if it was just a lie? Like, of course, it's bad enough that if one person gets 1 devil fruit, they're gonna be just that much more of a problem to handle. But if they have 2 devil fruits and then end up mastering both of them, they're virtually unstoppable, like Blackbeard almost is. So there's that. Obviously how they fully work, and it was also said that Vegapunk possibly knows more about Luffy's specific devil fruit more than anybody else in the whole world, and I don't even know what that even means. Like, so maybe Vegapunk's been around, knew Joy Boy or whatever the case may have been, and that's why this version of Vegapunk is number 2. But anyways, now we also, since we are on the island of the Egghead Island, the island of the future, I promise you, with Frankie and Usopp being 2 engineers and very technology savvy people, there is no way they're leaving this island without absorbing or getting some type of tech or knowledge or something from Vegapunk to make their equipment go to the next level. There is no way. Frankie literally lived in Vegapunk's house, the first living spot, for 2 years until he blew it up. You know what I mean? Until he blew it up, he lived there and studied everything Vegapunk did when he was a child till he was like a young adult, and that's when he left and became who he is now. She is now. They, them are now. Now, so there's no way they're not, whatever technology it is, it's of the future. So he's possibly gonna upgrade his pop greens, or even go further beyond that, and probably maybe he'll get a gun. Maybe Usopp is going to go to this future island and get an actual gun. And Frankie, that battleship, the Vegapunk's robot that saved them is 10 times bigger than the Frankie Shogun. So definitely that's going to give Frankie the idea to possibly combine Frankie Shogun with the ship to make a even bigger robot than that. So maybe he gets the technology from there to do that. Who knows? The whole thing about Frankie too is, you know, he wants to learn from Vegapunk. And now Chopper, there's no way Chopper's not going to want to learn more genetically altering, and you know what I mean, for medical reasons, needs to know more about genetics. So there's, you know, and then Robin's the history. Maybe he or she they can create a better compass for Nami. There's endless possibilities that Vegapunk can upgrade each and every person and everything about this crew. So that would be just amazing to see. I would just love it. I can't believe I just went on like a 3-minute rant about that. But the upgrades Vegapunk could do, even though Vegapunk technically kind of came at them hostile, not really, because Vegapunk saved them from the shark that they created. So, but also said that, oh yeah, like I work for the government, but I don't think Vegapunk fully like realized, oh, this is the Straw Hats, because I think Vegapunk is more interested in talking to Luffy about his devil fruit than actually turning him into the government. There's no way that he would have just allowed Kuma to protect his ship for the 2 years and all that, for them to get to this point, to have him have the sun god Nika, devil fruit user who has awakened it, in front of their midst, like, you know. So I don't think they're gonna fumble the bag in that sense to allow him to walk away. Now, why is Vegapunk working for the government? Obviously, it's to supply their own need to further their as you could see that Vegapunk is working on sentient robots, well, creatures, and also we know that that's what Vegapunk worked on at home, having animals build all the machines and stuff for him. So, you know, it all just shows that it's all about, you know, creating like, I think, permanent life. That's what the Vegapunk is really searching for, is sentient permanent life. And oh yeah, the possible ties to the Revolutionary Army. Also, this has to do once, because obviously she doesn't know it's the they don't know it's the Straw Hat crew, obviously, yet, or at least it hasn't been suggested that Vegapunk has noticed that this is the Straw Hat crew. Alright, so once we figure out if she just is oblivious to the fact that this is the Straw Hat crew, her possible ties to the Revolutionary Army could just help in the Straw Hats' favor for her to aid them in whatever adventures they whatever they need to do at this point. And if so, then they're obviously going to get their upgrades, this, that, and the third. But her possible ties with the Revolutionary Army could just pose that little nudge of help that they need to get them through this island and to the next goal. All right. Vegapunk, because we know Kuma's was working with the Revolutionary Army, and obviously Vegapunk and Kuma obviously were cool in some sense in order for Vegapunk to program Kuma to do certain things. Now, with there being that, there's not really much else I personally have to say on the subject, except that whatever happens next is that I don't think Vegapunk is going to be a hostile once she realizes that she's dealing with the Straw Hat crew. I feel like the Straw Hat crew is more valuable to her alive than dead. Maybe one of the reasons why they saved them from the shark in the beginning, because she realized, oh, that's the Straw Hats, so let me save them. But we'll have to wait until the chapter comes out. But that's my thoughts on what we'll be seeing from Vegapunk in the near future, and if Vegapunk is who they say they are. But I hope you guys have a good day, time, night, whenever you guys are listening to this. Thank you.